For many Americans, residency is no longer just about relocation. It's about finding a system that allows long-term legal stay, financial flexibility, and a lifestyle that reduces pressure rather than adds to it. Across Asia, governments are actively adjusting visa frameworks to attract foreigners, retirees, remote workers, professionals, and long-term residents by lowering barriers and increasing clarity. Some focus on affordability, others on talent, infrastructure, or long-term integration. This list looks at 10 Asian countries where legal residency is easier to access, more stable over time, and generally more cost-efficient than life in the United States. Each destination approaches residency differently, shaped by its economy, policy goals, and relationship with foreign residents. These countries do not appear here for the same reasons, and they are not designed for the same type of resident. What they share is a clear intention to make long-term stay possible, predictable, and sustainable. Let's begin.
3, 2, 1.
Number 1. Thailand. Thailand has built one of the most accessible residency environments in Asia by offering multiple long-term visa options that are straightforward to enter and easy to maintain. Retirement visas, long-stay visas, and newer, digital-friendly frameworks allow Americans to remain legally without constant border runs. Long-term stay is stable once approved. Extensions are routine, rules are clearly published, and residents are not required to exit the country frequently. For many, this predictability is the core appeal. Living costs remain among the lowest for a country with strong infrastructure. Housing, food, healthcare, and transportation allow savings to stretch far beyond what is possible in the U.S. Daily life tends to feel slower and less pressured, especially outside major tourist zones. English is commonly used in expat areas, and long-established American communities exist in places like Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Phuket. Government policy continues to signal openness toward foreign residents, with incremental visa improvements expected through 2026. Thailand functions best as a long-term base where comfort, legality, and affordability align without complexity. Number 2. Malaysia. Malaysia approaches residency through structure rather than speed. Long-term visas, including retirement-focused programs, are designed for stability and renewal rather than short stays stitched together over time. Once approved, legal residency allows extended presence without frequent exits. Rules are formal, transparent, and consistently enforced, which appeals to those who prioritize clarity over flexibility. Living costs are significantly lower than in the U.S., particularly in housing and healthcare. Urban centers like Kuala Lumpur provide modern amenities at a fraction of American city costs, while still offering reliable infrastructure and services. English is widely spoken, easing daily integration, and expatriate communities are well established. Government messaging has remained focused on attracting foreign residents who contribute economically and stay long-term. Malaysia offers strong value not through extremes, but through balance, reasonable costs, clear rules, and a lifestyle that remains comfortable without being overstimulating. Number 3. Singapore. Singapore takes a selective approach to residency, emphasizing contribution and skill rather than low barriers. Visas for professionals, entrepreneurs, and specialists are clearly defined, with long-term pathways designed for those who integrate into the economy. Legal stay is highly structured. Renewals follow predictable criteria, and long-term residents operate within one of the most transparent regulatory systems in Asia. While not inexpensive, the framework is stable and well enforced. Daily expenses exceed most Asian countries, but high salaries and strong purchasing power offset costs for qualified professionals. In return, residents gain access to exceptional infrastructure, healthcare, safety, and efficiency. English is an official language, making adjustments straightforward. The government actively refines immigration policies to attract global talent, signaling long-term continuity rather than short-term experimentation. Singapore suits Americans seeking a highly modern environment, where residency is earned through participation and rewarded with reliability. Number 4. Philippines. The Philippines offers one of the most approachable residency environments in Asia for Americans, largely because the system is designed around familiarity rather than formality. Long-term visas are accessible, paperwork is manageable, and entry requirements remain relatively light. Legal stay can be maintained through clearly defined visa categories, including retirement-focused options such as the SRRV, which allow extended residence without constant renewals or exit requirements. This creates a sense of stability uncommon in the region. Living costs are among the lowest in Asia for a country where English is not just widely spoken, but an official language. Housing, food, and services allow most Americans to reduce monthly expenses significantly compared to life in the US, while maintaining comfort. American communities are well established in cities like Manila, Cebu, and Dumaguete, easing cultural adjustment. Government policy continues to favor foreign retirees and long-term residents, with an emphasis on clarity rather than restriction. The Philippines works best when simplicity, language access, and long-term legality are prioritized together. Number 5. Cambodia. Cambodia approaches residency with minimal friction. Long-term visas are easy to obtain, extensions are routine, and legal stay does not depend on complex qualification criteria. Once inside the system, foreigners can remain for extended periods without frequent exits. Rules are straightforward, and the administrative process is less rigid than in more developed economies, which appeals to those seeking flexibility with legality. Living costs are extremely low. Housing, food, and daily services allow savings to stretch far beyond US standards, particularly outside central Phnom Penh. Daily life is slower, and pressure is minimal compared to larger urbanized countries. English is commonly used in expat-facing environments, and the government has shown consistent openness toward foreign residents as part of its economic strategy. While infrastructure remains basic in many areas, the cost-to-lifestyle ratio remains highly favorable. Cambodia fits best as a low-pressure option for Americans who value ease and affordability over structure. Number 6. Vietnam. Vietnam's residency framework reflects a country in transition. Long-term visas are increasingly accessible, particularly for retirees, remote workers, and small business owners, with procedures becoming clearer over time. Legal stay can be maintained through renewable visas that do not require constant border runs when properly managed. While the system still evolves, the direction remains toward greater transparency and longer-term stability. Living costs are very low by American standards. Housing, food, transportation, and healthcare allow for a comfortable lifestyle at a fraction of US expenses, especially in cities like Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, and Da Nang. English is widely used in major urban centers, and American expat communities continue to grow. Government policy increasingly recognizes the value of long-term foreign residents, particularly those contributing economically. Vietnam offers strong value where affordability, improving legality, and everyday livability intersect. Number 7. United Arab Emirates. The UAE approaches residency through policy design rather than affordability. Long-term visas are intentionally structured to attract foreigners who bring skills, capital, or ongoing economic activity, with minimal ambiguity in the process. Legal stay is stable once granted. Residency options such as freelancer, retirement, and property-based visas allow Americans to remain long-term without sponsorship, and renewals are handled through a highly digitized system. The framework prioritizes continuity over temporary solutions. Living costs are higher than most Asian countries, but the financial equation shifts due to zero personal income tax. For many Americans, keeping full earnings offsets higher expenses, particularly in housing and services. Daily life operates with low friction, supported by modern infrastructure and efficient administration. English is the dominant working language, and expatriates form the majority of the population. Government messaging consistently signals openness toward foreign residents, with visa pathways expanding rather than contracting. The UAE functions best as a residency option where legality, income retention, and long-term predictability take priority over cost reduction. Number 8. Indonesia. Indonesia offers a residency environment shaped by gradual openness rather than instant access. Long-term visas have become easier to obtain, especially for retirees and foreigners with remote income, as regulations continue to formalize. Once established, legal stay can be maintained through renewable visa structures that reduce the need for frequent exits. The system rewards compliance and consistency rather than short-term movement. Living costs remain very low compared to the United States. Housing, food, and transportation allow Americans to maintain a comfortable lifestyle while significantly lowering monthly expenses, particularly outside major tourist zones. English is commonly used in expat hubs, and long-standing American communities exist in places like Bali and Jakarta. The government has actively adjusted visa policy to attract long-term foreign residents as part of broader economic goals. Indonesia suits those seeking affordability, paired with a legal path that improves over time. Number 9. South Korea. South Korea positions residency around contribution and long-term integration. Visa options favor skilled professionals, educators, and investors, with clearly defined pathways that emphasize legal continuity. Long-term stay is achievable through renewable visas that do not require constant exits once eligibility is met. Regulations are precise, and enforcement is consistent, which appeals to those who value rule clarity. Living costs are lower than major U.S. cities, especially in healthcare and transportation, though housing varies by location. Income levels for professionals help balance expenses, supporting a comfortable urban lifestyle. English usage is widespread in professional environments, and expatriate communities are well established in cities like Seoul and Busan. Government policy continues to refine residency systems to retain foreign talent. South Korea aligns best with Americans seeking structure, modern living, and a clearly regulated long-term stay. Number 10. Japan. Japan frames residency through structure and long-term contribution rather than speed. Visa categories are clearly defined, with options centered on skilled employment, business activity, and gradual integration into the legal system. Long-term stay is achievable through renewable visas that emphasize continuity. Once eligibility is established, residents are not required to exit frequently, and extensions follow consistent criteria. The process favors stability over flexibility, rewarding compliance and planning. Living costs are generally lower than in major U.S. cities outside the most central districts. Public transportation, healthcare, and everyday services reduce financial pressure, even as housing costs vary by location. For professionals, income levels help balance expenses, creating a sustainable equation over time. English is present in professional settings, while expatriate communities provide additional support during adjustment. Government policy continues to refine residency pathways, maintaining a clear route toward permanent residency for those who remain engaged long-term. Within a transparent and stable legal framework, long-term residence takes shape as a gradual process rather than an immediate choice. For many Americans, long-term residency abroad is not about speed, but about structure, choosing systems that allow life to unfold in a predictable way over time. Understanding how these systems actually function is the first step toward making a decision that supports long-term plans. If this guide helped clarify the bigger picture, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.